My name's David Negron Jr. I was the storyboard artist on this picture, Open Range. Basically, I'm working here out on location, figuring out shots, camera angles, ways that we can make this particular scene happen. My primary job is to work with the director and get to understand what exactly he's after and how he wants to shoot his movie. Basically, I do a series of drawings that help him set up each camera angle and how he's going to film his particular picture.
Roll it and I'll show you where Charlie comes in.
Very early on, Kevin and I were talking about the opening sequence, and we were trying to look for a pacing and look for a feeling for the opening of the movie. So what I did is I did a series of drawings on a laptop computer and was able to sketch out his continuity in storyboard fashion, and then by the use of computer software, I was doing moves on the drawings and bringing them into another level where you could actually notice the pacing and the timing of how long a shot is on the screen for, how long it actually plays for, how the camera's going to move. I indicated on storyboards with arrows and direction, you know, this horse rider rides from right to left or whatever, and the camera's panning right. But when you actually start doing a little bit of a move, you get a feeling for the picture, and that is taken storyboards to another level because you've actually now have an emotion, and you're spelling it out clearer, more precise, and you can tell if the camera's like, oh, you know, it's too wide of a shot. You know, I really want to move on this a lot slower. You get a different idea about how that works. So this was a great tool that Kevin and I just had fun with, and I put some sound to it and made some horses and things, you know, so you could actually hear how it would be if it was really happening. And all it is just another tool to get you closer to what that director wants. And Kevin's very specific about what he's after, and it's my job to focus in on him and listen to what he has to say and draw that. And everybody works together as a team to get your pictures done.
You know, he whispers something to Button, and then Button turns around and comes right back to him.
This particular opening sequence, Kevin and I sat down for a while and talked about how we were going to go about this and how the right feel was for the opening of the picture. A lot of times I do a lot of different style sketching to try and find the mood for the particular picture. And this being a Western, it just felt real nice to go into some of these warmer tone colors and try and feel the atmosphere of this late afternoon light. Working as a storyboard artist, I also did some visual effects supervising on the show for scenes like this where we needed to take out the sky that was there and bring back a storm sky with threatening clouds to enhance the picture as much as we can. Most of the ideas are just brought up from conversations with the director. At times you will sit down for a session and talk about ideas and talk about camera angles and story. I find myself more of a concept idea person, and art drawing is secondary because we're making a movie. We're not making a beautiful painting or a beautiful comic book or something. We're really thinking about how the camera's moving and how the camera is telling the story and what we're seeing. This was out on the set, drawing right there on the location at the town. And it was definitely a lot easier to draw there because the sets were already built, and I could actually think about a camera angle a lot clearer and get more precise about how Kevin wanted to shoot the movie. Ordinarily, you don't have this luxury. You're drawing, you're sitting at a desk back in Los Angeles and trying to imagine what the sets look like. But here it just made it so much nicer to travel with the company. Then you start seeing locations and how they're actually working. Everything just changes. Usually we'll do a storyboard pass on a sequence and then find that our location that we found is just different. It's just, it's not what we had intended it to be. So I'd go through a redraw and try and reverse the camera angles or change whatever needed to be changed to match the location better. That way when, you know, storyboards are handed to the director of photography or different people in the departments, they're clearer and you're more on a direct path of the way the film's going to look. The gunfight sequence, we thought about it months before we were ready to start any type of shooting on it, and as we started storyboarding and figuring out how the gunfight sequence was going to work, the town actually evolved and was created so that certain things had to happen in the town in certain areas. So not only were the storyboards used to help figure the sequence out, the whole sequence itself just evolved and became a running machine once everybody started working and filming. We knew where we were going, we knew what was coming up next. People were prepping, ready for the next shot, and it happened very quickly. The whole gunfight sequence was shot over, I think it was like 10 or 12 days. And during that time, we got a variety of different cloud patterns that came over, and what that did is it made us kind of focus into different shots in different areas. So we drifted. We were able to take the storyboards, cut them apart, shoot certain angles in a certain way to match the lighting, and then come back another day later, and we were able to do our additional shots that were missing out of the sequence. That's one of the amazing things about storyboarding, is that if your director's really thought out what he wants to do with his movie and how he wants to shoot it, and the drawings reflect that, you could actually shoot the whole sequence out of continuity, then come back, and when you're in your cutting room, you know that you've got a plan and you've got a strategy for making the sequence work. Working with Kevin's been just a lot of fun. He's taught me a lot about directing. He's just real honest with people, and he'll give you those opportunities, and that's what brings out the best in you, when you have an opportunity and you can just go for it, and he really opens up those doors for you.